Next into the nest is a venture carving its path in horticulture, following a vision that started small but aims much bigger.
Hello ladies.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Please tell us who you are and give us your pitch.
All right. So my name is Akemi Nanziwe Nyoni.
And I'm Martha Kumbanjera.
So we are from Treace Enterprises. Treace Enterprises is a mushroom production company. We produce and sell mushrooms. Right. So we envision a Zimbabwe that feeds the world with premium mushrooms, quality grown, value added, climate smart, and export ready. Right. When the world thinks mushrooms, they need to think Treace. And when they think Treace, they need to think Zimbabwe. Right? So at Treace, we are on a mission to build a mushroom export empire. Right? Climate smart, community driven, and rooted in innovation. To start up, we are following a two-pronged strategy. First, we're looking to upscale our own in-house production so that we can be able to meet export demand. And then secondly, we are training more farmers, from school children, rural youth, the women, the disabled, and even retired pensioners, right? A network of coordinated producers trained and supported by Treace. So we are not quite there yet, but we are laying the groundwork. We already train, we already produce, and we already earn. But with your support, we are hoping to scale, we are hoping to coordinate, and to export. Currently, we have the fresh mushrooms and the dried ones, and we are hoping to introduce mushroom powder. The fresh mushrooms are a 200-gram punnet, and they sell for $1. And then the dried mushrooms are a 50-gram punnet, and they retail for $2. We train an average of 7 farmers every month end, and we have already trained an estimate of 160 farmers from all over Zimbabwe. Right? We have a social group where we migrate our trained farmers for the purposes of market linkages. We are already quite established in the local market, so we usually offer to buy produce from our trained farmers, and then we buy from them at a wholesale price, which is around 70 to 80% of the full price, or we can sell for them at commission for roughly around the same rates. Right. So we also supply agro inputs. We are very climate smart about our agro inputs. We practice recycling. We have a waste to wealth initiative. So we use tins, plastics, and even agro waste as our inputs, right? Based on available information, we have noticed that the entire mushroom industry remains quite underdeveloped in Zimbabwe. There is a huge market outside Zimbabwe, but we are not doing anything as Zimbabwe to be there also, right? So Treace is more than just a business. It is how Zimbabwe confidently steps into the global mushroom market, one trained farmer at a time. It is an initiative, it is a movement. We are redefining how agriculture, empowerment, and sustainability come together, right? We are looking to change Zimbabwe from being mushroom importer to being mushroom exporter. And we are hoping to be the ones that take that charge.
All right, so I'm going to be covering the financials. So we maintain an estimate of 150 kits per month, and 100 of those 150 are sold as ready-to-fruit kits at $2.50 each. And then the remaining 50, we let them fruit in-house. And each kit gives us a maximum of 1.5 kgs per month, which is 8 punnets of 200 grams each. And 6 punnets out of the 8, we sell them fresh. And then the 2 punnets, we sell them dried. Each punnet is priced at $1. So 50 kits times the 6 fresh punnets per kit is equal to $300 per month. And then the remaining 2, the dried ones, so 200 grams fresh punnets, they dry up to 50 grams when they're now dry from the fresh ones, from the 200 grams fresh mushrooms. So that 50 grams, it goes for $2, which is 50 kits times $2 to give us $100. And it overall gives us $400. and then plus the 100 that we said we sell is ready-to-fruit kits, which gives us 650 in total. And then the cost of inputs is just 185, which leaves us with like $465 with us.
The vision is to build not just a business, but a movement around mushrooms. Their model goes beyond production, bringing the entire value addition chain into play as they look to scale. It's a presentation that clearly resonates with the judges.
Hey, thank you, ladies.
Well done, ladies.
Yeah, very detailed
Thank you.
presentation. Okay, so have you done a bit more research on what this global market looks like right now? You seem pretty confident that there's demand.
Yes, on the information that we currently have, we have seen that especially the UAE, Nyoni, they are the biggest importers of our mushrooms, of our type of mushrooms, the oyster mushrooms. So there is a very, very huge gap there.
Okay, and in terms of pricing, have you looked at how your pricing might compare?
So in terms of pricing, I think a lot more work needs to be done there because we are retailing ours at just $1. So in the export market, I feel like this is a bit undercharged compared to the rest of the world. So it's basically cheap labor from us at this moment. So we are hoping to improve on that.
I really like the movement aspect of what you all are saying. I'm really interested in the part about training women and children as well, particularly training women. I'd like to hear more about that.
We do believe in women empowerment, but we do not discriminate, right? So we try to accommodate everyone, right? So our trainings, we usually have them every month and discounted to $25 because it would be a group, right? But other than that, we usually travel to the rural areas, to the underdeveloped areas, and offer free trainings, especially to the women there, because there are some areas where you find that it's more women populated because the husbands, the males, they have gone to look for work and all of that. So the women, as much as they would be getting support from the males, they still need a bit of empowerment. Yes, so
of
that's
course.
what we do.
Yeah. Makes sense. No, I think that's a really wonderful initiative. So it's important for you in terms of branding. This is how the world hears about your company. You know, we get the advantage of hearing the whole story because we're here, but generally the world hears about your company from this, and they choose you versus someone else based off of this. So you want to be able to communicate some of these other pillars, maybe at the back, a sticker around training women, you know, something around those ends, and the climate considerations and all of that.
The women empowerment and social impact at the heart of their model earns praise from Crystal. But in the nest, purpose must also be packaged, and the absence of clear branding didn't go unnoticed. Rulof is next to weigh in.
You were speaking about kits. You're doing about 50 on a monthly basis. Where do you get these kits, or do you make them, or
We make our own kits.
you make your own kits?
Yes, so we actually have our spawn delivered from SA. We have a contract
So
with...
you purchase the mycelia.
Yes, we purchase it ourselves. So we actually, isn't I said, we also supply the agro inputs. So we purchase in bulk and then we make a lot of these kits, right? And then for ourselves and as ready to fruit.
So I'm just picturing, you know, kind of a bag with maybe some composty things in it, and you've put the mycelia inside there, and now that bag's ready to be given to someone or to be purchased by someone.
Not quite.
Okay.
So when we have filled the bag, we have to let it grow, in simple terms. So we only sell them after 21 days when they are now ready to fruit. Right, yes.
And where do you sell? Are you selling generally on the markets, or just what's your clientele?
We target restaurants.
Okay.
So currently we have 3 of our biggest customers, the Roasted Bean, the Grand Arcade, and Flo's Restaurant. They usually take up all of our stock.
And the dried mushroom, who's that going to?
It's usually just to certain individuals. We focus more on the fresh mushrooms. So the dried mushrooms are not as many as of yet.
The market is still pretty
Yes.
small. Okay. And how far are you with the powdered?
We only started with the powder this month. So we're hoping by next month we can properly introduce the refined version of it.
Because why I'm interested in that is from an intermediate production or a supply perspective, they probably agro-processors who import some of these intermediate ingredients for their production processes because it's not available locally. And a lot of people tend to focus on the fresh. But, you know, when you look at Knorr soups or Royco soups or some of these other guys producing, they're using some of these intermediaries. And I think if you can build for yourselves a strong offtake base, that will help you also now develop the supply side as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving fresh produce to market is complex. Karen nudges them toward the dried and ground range, a way to stabilize demand and extend shelf life. However, Clarence has concerns of his own.
I like the way you make your presentation. I like your composure.
Thank you.
It's a very good thing, and you look like you know what you're talking about. I just have one question. You said you are training, also offering training to children.
School children.
School children.
Yes.
We just need to be careful about children and using them on the farms. It's child labor. But if you're not, I hope you're not doing any of that.
No, it's just for educational purposes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It's important also to listen to your product or to know your product. Unfortunately, this panel that was brought to me is breathing too much. It's respiring too much. So it's not. You've pegged it in the wrong packaging. So you maybe need to relook at things like that. It's really important for the export market.
Yes.
We also pack for the export market, and when it gets to the market looking like this, our customers will reject it. You need to find the right labeling. You need to be a little bit more clinical. This one also has, I think this label was wellness with dried mushroom, and someone went and rubbed off the dried with a pen. So things like that, just be particular.
Presentation is critical. In export markets, high standards demand clear branding and consistency. Here, the mark seems to have been missed. Now, it seems the judges are ready to decide.
Well, from my side, I would love to explore the opportunities of this. I love the educational part of it. I love the fact that there's going to be a surplus production, which means people can actually eat it themselves and sell. It's a great, source of protein as opposed to chicken, a lot more affordable. So you're going to have a yes from me because I'd like to see what we can get out of this business together.
Thank you.
I think the training women aspect of your business is a really powerful story. And I'd like you to talk to us a little bit about how you're going to make that a strong profit-generating aspect of your business, or otherwise a really strong aspect of your branding, right? Because then you'll get some derivatives from the brand recognition that you get from that. But otherwise, really well done, ladies. Very inspiring work. Inspiring for you to be young women working on this, and inspiring for you to be young women encouraging other women and people in general to be a part of this as well.
I don't see really anything that is different from any other mushroom grower. I like your composure. I like how much work you've put into this. I like the training part. One of my colleagues already said there are a lot of people offering the same services. I don't have a reason why I should give you a yes, other than the fact that you are composed enough and you are young women, but it's not enough in business. I want to see better attention to the packaging. I want to see better attention to the labeling. I want a better story. I want to see a better product than this. And if I walk into a store today and I see this product, I'm sorry, it's not captivating me enough. So for me today is a no.
Okay.
In the nest, progression to the next stage demands a majority. With 2 yeses and a no already on the table, it all comes down to Karen. The final call. Will she back the business for export?
My challenge is you're very likable. You present yourselves so well. So you exude the confidence. But I'm not fully convinced, especially when I come down to the commercials. So I'm still uncertain, number one, on the scalability. Because in all honesty, 150 kids at 250, you guys are still very small. And we haven't established what scaling your business would actually entail. You've given us some pricing, and I'm assuming that's based in the southern region. But now, once we start to factor in distribution costs and everything else, is this still competitive? Before we even start talking exports, how you're going to get these kids to the target areas. You also didn't really give us the best first impression on branding, and yet you spoke so passionately about the brand, but it didn't translate today in what we saw. So for me today, I would say you're probably still too early stage, but I would encourage you to keep building this business model, but it's going to be a no from me today. So you're 50-50, 2 yeses, 2 nos. So
there's going to be a tiebreaker somehow. Zimtrade is going to facilitate a tiebreaker since you guys have 50-50, and that will determine whether you come back or not. But again, really well done, ladies. It's not easy to start a business. It's not easy to run a business. And like Clarence has pointed out, it's not easy to be a young woman in business at all. There's a lot of challenges that come with that. And you're very, very, very brave for taking on that mantle, for trying to push your business, for trying to do something more for your business by being here today. And we're all rooting for you at the end of the day, whether this is the right platform to facilitate your growth or not. We're all hoping that you continue to grow and are successful ultimately. So thank you so much.
thank you so much.
The Eagle's Nest AgriChallenge, proudly brought to you by Zimtrade and the Netherlands Embassy.